Banzai. All right. This episode, we're going to be discussing social media. We had this whole thing planned out of how we were going to attack it, but recently some shit done hit the fan with Facebook, so this joint is going a whole different direction. But I think the name of this one should be "Fuck Zuck." What do you think?
I mean, sure, why not?
All right.
You know.
Do you want me to recap what's going on, or you want to jump and give a kind of summary of the shit that's happening with Facebook specifically?
Yeah, they don't care about us.
They don't care.
All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Shut up.
Yo, so pretty much, if you've been living under a rock, Facebook has been coming under a lot of criticism because...
Look, or if you don't actually read any news on social media.
So they've been coming under fire because they let a whole bunch of people's personal information leak out to a company that uses it to swing elections or wherever their initiative is called. What is it, Cambridge Analytica or some shit?
Yeah, kind of like 50 million people.
50 million. 50 million people. And the wild... So I'll run through a little timeline of how I've come to understand it. Is a developer made a personality like quiz. I don't know if y'all remember.
That I definitely used. Yes.
I don't think I used it, yo. I don't think I used it.
Yo, it was, I'm trying to remember which one because there were so many bullshit ass personality quizzes that came out around that time.
So it got not only your information, but also got your friends' information too. Or had access to some of your friends' information. And they had all this, you got to give them permission, and everybody gives permission to everything. I feel like any app you download nowadays is, you can sign in through Facebook. And if you sign in through Facebook.
But I think these are the ones that were like, which friends would you go to jail with? What kind of pizza toppings
right,
are you got?
Straight up.
You know, just like, it's like, oh, I want to see.
The flavored Dorito. What flavored Dorito are you?
Right, and I remember at one point these apps would post without your permission, and then I'm thinking that's when all the shit was going down, because then shortly after they started requiring them to ask your permission first before they could share on your profile. All
right, so they got all this information. Facebook actually caught this before this whole thing blew up a couple years back, and just said, "Hey, show us you deleted all the stuff."
They took their word
pretty much.
on it.
No, they got a certification. That's what it was called. Yeah. Like, they presented them a certification.
Yeah.
Right.
Yo, that's Photoshop, my nigga. Like, anybody can make up whatever. Like, you didn't double check to make sure that was.
I'm pretty sure, like, we've been in relationships before and we've sent pictures that are incriminating. Like, did you delete all the pictures? I know I might have some pictures of some ex-girlfriends left over. Like, anyway, so they said they deleted it. They didn't delete it. And Trump's campaign worked with Cambridge Analytica. So pretty much they used all the information they obtained, and they used it to sway certain individuals or promote.
Well, yeah, I mean, we still don't know how much information they have from all these people. So it's like, you know what I mean? Maybe they have access to be able to enter everyone's profile so they can see the type of posts that they're making. And, they had a bunch of bots and things like that, posting stuff that would, sway people. I guess they would have different things posted specifically to these different people, that they would see on their timeline to get them all fired.
Yeah, and one of the things they were saying, like, when Zuck, the interview you showed me, when he pretty much apologized to the world on CNN or whatever, and he was saying not so much sway people, but more so just to create division. So if they see a person that's leaning more left or leaning more right, they'll start a conversation going, or make sure the ads that they're showing is promoting this, that, and the third. And recently, you sent me something earlier in the week. Clearly, they got some information, or Facebook has some information, because we're all categorized politically. Yeah. Talk about that.
Yeah, so I saw something. It's you go into your settings, and I think it's in the I don't know if it's in the ad section. I have to
Yeah, it
check
is.
it.
It is.
But you can see like your political affiliation or something like that. And I know I didn't select any type of affiliation. Like, you know, I think I got like a peace sign or some aliens.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I never selected Democrat, Republican, liberal, nothing. And I'm categorized as very liberal.
Oh.
And yeah, I think
I was very liberal. Yeah, I was very liberal.
Yeah, and I don't even really post a lot of political stuff. Like I rarely do. And my sister, who goes in, like she stayed posting political stuff. She's only categorized as liberal. And I'm like, I think she's a little more militant than me. So it's funny. I think that they're going off of, from what I'm guessing, they're going off of your friend
You also got to
list.
think about all the other things you just push Facebook to sign in as. You know, when you download another app or use an Instagram or this, that, and the third, Facebook owns Instagram. So if you ever post anything on your Instagram, like it's all connected.
But I still don't really sign in. And nothing that I think would make me very liberal. I think it's just like, she's black.
She gotta be very liberal.
You know, and I know my sister has more white friends than me, so maybe that just makes her a little less very liberal. Okay. I don't know how they're judging this. And I know like my one other friend, like a close family friend, she's in the military or in the Air Force, and she posts a lot of like, I would say very liberal stuff, and she got categorized as liberal probably because of her affiliations, you know, her friends.
Okay.
And things like, you know what I mean? Because I'm just like, how are they judging this?
Oh, yeah, right. And so I'll do you one better.
That was strange.
I never even post. I barely ever post on
you don't
Facebook,
even post.
And clearly I'm
you
very
don't even
liberal.
Post on Facebook.
So I don't know.
Yeah, right. Like how
I couldn't tell you, yo, but
nigga. But anyway, back to the CNN though. Yeah, like the lady was kind of going in on him, like, because it was just like, well, didn't you feel like? Because I think in 2015 is when all this kind of really blew up. So it was like, well, why didn't you let people know back then? You know, like. I mean, he looked very sincere, but it's bullshit. And I mean, for real, at the end of the day, we are all taking a risk using Facebook or any type of social media.
We
so
give
it's
them
like, don't
everything. We give them everything.
Yeah.
I was telling
So
you
it's
yesterday. Me and my girlfriend both got iPhones. We crossed over. Anyway, we both got iPhones. She's filling out this health app, and the health app was asking all this information, and it asked for blood type, and she couldn't remember her blood type off rip. I don't know. As an adult, do you need to remember your blood type at all times?
I don't know mine.
Yeah, me neither. Sorry, folks.
Oh, I am.
Right. So she is trying to fill this out. It asks for a blood type, and she didn't even question it. She she got up. She got up and went to find her little blood card. And I was like, God damn, son. We give them everything. Like, we give them access to everything.
Yeah, make sure you ain't doing nothing wrong.
Shit. Uh-oh.
I'm just saying, like, what can you do? Just either don't use it or make sure you ain't doing nothing you ain't supposed to be doing.
Pretty much. But, yeah, with the interview, I mean, I guess he has to go testify and stuff like that.
He said Facebook testifies all the time. I'm sure they do, but I think he was it just seemed too relaxed. Like, I know it's like you don't think of everything, but on that scale, like, didn't you have some attorneys, some lawyers? Like, I don't know. It just seems a little
Well, I don't
fishy.
think with him, he doesn't seem too much of the social guy. Like, he did not look comfortable.
No, that's not like him, yeah, but it's like, you should have had these people in place. You know what I mean? With the scale of what Facebook is, like, it would seem like y'all would have had this on lock a little better, like, because now you know what he's saying, like, we're going to go back and thoroughly investigate all these apps that were being used at that time, and it's just like, dude, this is just like uncontainable. It's just way too big.
Should he be responsible? Do you think he's solely responsible for this?
I want to say no, but at the same time you can't say no, because you know he's the commander-in-chief of Facebook. So it would just seem like, because I mean, I'm not that mad about it, but I see why, you know, it should be a huge deal. I don't do anything wrong, so I mean, listen, we live in America. Like, everything that we do is being watched, whether you're on Facebook or not. Like, our phone conversations are being listened to. There's satellites everywhere, so it's like, for real, like, it's already been going on since before we were born. So, but I just didn't feel like though how he was basically just saying like, oh, we didn't think of that, like we didn't think it was that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know. I think the part that just got me was how he was like basically they just took their word on it that they deleted all this information. Meanwhile, them niggas went and sold it.
He was. You right?
Yeah, we deleted it.
Rubs hands together and shit. Yeah, we did.
Yes, tiptoe away.
Yeah.
The money bag.
Oh.
USB.
Yeah, I got that whole shit on a flash drive.
Yeah.
Oh no, but the wild thing is like, we really treat this dude Zuck like he owes us something. Like we literally gave up. And you know what else? He has some questionable stuff he said in the past that like people were digging up that would come back and bite him in the ass right now. I guess he was having a conversation with some friend. This was when he was younger. He was at Harvard or whatever. And it went something like this. I'm going to read it off. And he was like, so Zuck says, yeah, so if you ever need info about anyone at Harvard, just ask. Right? And he was like, I have over 4,000 emails, pictures, addresses, SNSs. I don't know what that means. I don't know what an SNS is. And then the friend's name, they didn't put the friend's name in there. He was like, what? He was like, how'd you manage that one? Zuck said, people just submitted it. And I don't know why. They trust me. Dumb fucks. Well, shit. And he was a dick in the movie. You know?
Yeah, right. That's why it's like, yeah, just make sure you're not posting anything or putting anything on social media that, will incriminate you.
You know, they found out on the message, the iMessage shit. Everything you have on that shit, they keep. Anything you deleted, anything you deleted, they keep. So I
feel like nothing gets deleted.
Yeah.
From anything. Yeah. So I believe that.
But really, is it somebody's like job to keep your information safe when you're just willingly giving it up at every turn?
I mean, they're not going to because it's the government.
The government.
Like, especially like the fucking monster that Google has become.
Yeah, Skynet. They're definitely Skynet.
Google terrifies me.
Amazon terrifies
the
me.
Power that they have. Yeah, Amazon's becoming pretty scary too.
They gave the Jeff Bezos, he's the owner of Amazon. He has like a $600 million contract with the U.S. government to do I don't know what the hell.
To get some shipping container boxes to store us.
Right, pretty much. Setting up pods. Yo, we have Alexa at our house. Like somebody got my parents the Alexa thing. I don't even like talking in front of that motherfucker, yo. I be feeling like, yo, they said it was like malfunctioning recently, and it would just start laughing out of nowhere, like you didn't even ask it nothing. You just walk downstairs, and it's just like, I'll throw that shit across the room.
Yo.
Fuck out of here.
Yo.
There's nothing safe no more. No information is safe. So if you don't want it out there, don't put it.
So me and my husband were deciding today because we need to upgrade our phones, and we're stuck between the iPhone X or the iPhone 8, and I still don't trust that facial recognition shit.
You don't have to use it.
I know, but no, I mean, well, if you want to do the touch, I mean, you can unless you want to keep on punching.
I'll punch in my password. I'll punch in my password. You're not getting my.
So I mean, it's a fingerprint. Nope. That's why I'm like. I mean, it's not like the fingerprint is any better, but I mean, honestly, my fingerprints are already in the database because I had to register myself because I work for the school district.
Oh well, mine's not.
That's why I'm like,
they're
no
coming
matter
for you
what,
first.
Like, shit. Listen, my cookie and cash is clean. But yeah, all that stuff is just like fuck, yo. Just don't get that chip implanted in your arm.
That's what it's getting closer.
Don't do it. But I feel like they swayed away from that, so now they're finding different ways. Because I swear, like I was telling you, yo, sometimes you will see shit, not even talk about it, and then you'll see ads for it. I'm like, yo, did they already implant?
Well, you know what? You know what happens? You know what happens? So
What?
you have a Gmail account, right? And this is kind of the trade-off. Somebody was
No, not even if I told you.
I know what you're telling. I know what you're telling. Let me just get this part out, right? So people use these free services like Gmail and Yahoo, but what they don't understand is that when you're searching for stuff, you're using Gmail, and they're logged in as Gmail, and they're going to use any information they obtain from your searches, and that's in the fine print.
Yeah, I keep that because every time I Google something, or if I even search it on Instagram, all of a sudden it's on Facebook, or if I Google something, then I see an ad on Instagram. But like I said, what's scaring me is when I don't even search something, I'm just looking at something, and all of a sudden I see ads for it, and I'm like,
Right.
Can you guys see in my eyeballs?
You saw that one video, and it was like the couple they never had a cat. And all they did a test. They were just talking about cat food in front of their phones, not on their phones, not searching anything. And within a week, they'd start seeing all these ads for cat food. But everything, it tells you.
I love how they try to make it seem like it's helping you. It's making your life more convenient.
Not for nothing. Sometimes it is. Sometimes that's the ad you was looking for, but.
I know, but like.
I know.
Just let me Google it. Like, I don't need. But,
yeah, it's scary.
I know. So, let's start talking about these different social media apps. So, what do you think is the most, I don't want to say the most dangerous, but the one that has the biggest impact on, I would say, your mindset, your confidence, your...
Specifically an app or just period?
Which app out of like Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter?
Well, Twitter is like might as well be Egyptian hieroglyphics to me. I don't understand Twitter at all. But
I mean, Twitter is more so. I mean, it's just mostly words. I mean, no, you can post videos and photos, but I feel like that's more so like a quick news.
I think I would say for me personally, I would say Instagram is more of an issue for me. I can't speak for anybody else.
No, me too. I totally agree with that because it's just images.
Yeah, it's images and it's just a portrayal of how people are living.
And especially because so many people are getting sponsored through their images. You know what I mean? They have to really keep up that, quotations lifestyle, pretend that they're this certain way.
And it used to be like if you were in competition and you can see what the person is doing, like whatever competitive nature. Now you just have a thing that's already packaged. You're not seeing the hustle to get to where they're at. Like say if somebody starts getting sponsored on social media, they put in work to get sponsored on social media, but you stumble upon their page later on and you're just seeing all the glory or all the fruits of their effort. You're not seeing that effort.
And I mean, right, and they could post more real stuff. They just choose not to because they're trying to keep up this, I don't know. A lot of people like to be envied. And I think that's why so many people relate to Cardi B, whether you love her or you hate her. That's why I think she got so big is because she posted a lot of unglamorous stuff. She would just post a bunch of bullshit, just talking about whatever. She'd be on there mad snapping. She's genuine. Yeah, she's just being genuine. And I feel like more people need to be that because a lot of people see all these different types of pages and it really affects their self-confidence and then starts making them feel like they need to be a certain type of way. And it's very damaging.
I think you got to take some personal responsibility like I have recently. And I've really just falled back, tried to make sure I'm not on my phone as much or scrolling through too much. Another thing too, I'm really trying to pay attention to who I'm following. I'm following.
Yeah, that's
scrolling through that timeline, and people don't understand the information you're taking in with your eyes is really shaping how you look at the world.
Yeah, because I have some people who need to they always deactivate their stuff because it makes them feel inferior, and I'm like, no, you need to unfollow those certain types of people or pages or whatever. Like, why are you looking at these images if they're making you feel like you're not good enough? That doesn't need to be on your timeline. Fill your timeline with things that will inspire you or, make you laugh. I primarily have things that make me laugh. Like, when I'm going on there, I want to see funny shit. That's what I mean, you're trading memes all day.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to laugh. I want to feel good when I'm using my
Also,
app.
I think something that's detrimental, just to switch gears a little bit, is the dopamine you get with every like. You post that popping selfie, or you post whatever it is, and you get all these likes, and you're getting a dopamine release scientifically proven, for doing nothing but taking a picture. It
Right.
almost gives you this false sense like you did something. Like I did something special. You become too reliant on other people's approval, or too reliant of
Right.
other people to uplift you with every double tap on your screen.
Right. And then on the flip side, those same people have so much anxiety and pressure to keep up with that because, I mean, nobody's saying you have to, but in their mind, you know, because they have so many people liking their stuff, they feel like, oh shit, you know, got to make sure I post something. Let me take 500 selfies and make sure I find one good one. Like, it's a lot of pressure. And I see some people that I follow sometimes kind of have little mini nervous breakdowns every now and then, and they fall into these depressions. And it's like, as much as people want to be famous, it's a lot that comes with having all that energy on you. And you know what I mean? Because no matter what, you're going to feel it, you know? So it's like having thousands of people looking at you, you know, that's a lot. And then you want to make sure you don't, I don't want to say disappoint, but you know what I mean? You want to make sure you deliver, make sure you get that same amount of likes each time. Like, that's just way too much.
Yeah.
Way too much. I have a girlfriend, and luckily she's fallen back from posting a lot on social media, but a few of her posts went like viral, like on Tumblr and Instagram, like, because she does poetry. So, like, some of the things that she would write was, like, really cool, but, like, it started getting spread out. And then I don't remember what happened. She posted something, and it went all over the place. And then people were, like, attacking her and all this stuff. And I'm just like, yo, like, she was just, like, and she didn't understand why she had so much anxiety. And I'm trying to tell her, like, you gotta stop putting yourself out here like that, you know? Like, you making these posts it's mostly from Tumblr. I think that this is kind of like a few years ago. So this is when Tumblr was more active. And I was just like, you got to stop with all these, because she was just like, oh my God, I got all these followers, da, 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, as much as you like it, you know, you're feeling so much pressure from this.
Yeah.
And, you know, now you got people threatening you and saying all these things. As much as you want to say it don't bother you, you know, it's still going to bother you subconsciously. So I'm like, you really need to stop.
And that's another thing. Like,
this stuff for everyone.
We still in a generation that had some time before social media. And you remember, like, you would say something. And
she's younger.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, you remember you would say something. Say you said something controversial. You only had the immediate people around you to come for you. Right now, you damn near have access to the whole world, and the world has access to you. So it's not 4 or 5 people throwing a stone at you. It's not 4 or 5 people calling you an asshole. Nigga, it is millions of people calling you an asshole. And that has to beat down your psyche super crazy. Like, that has to kill you on the inside. Anxiety is probably nuts right now. I feel like this generation, especially the one coming up, they have more anxiety problems than ever. And it's probably just because they communicate with their fingers too much.
Yeah, and like we were just saying too, communicating with images.
Yeah.
You know, because my son tried to go on me. He was like, Facebook, is that old people social media? Is that old people social media? I was like, you know what? Kiss my ass. It's like, yeah, you can say that, but you guys are living through images. So, because their thing is like Flipagram and Snapchat, and I don't know what else. I mean, he ain't on shit. But,
right.
You know, he still kind of knows what's going on. But, yeah, I'm going to try to keep him off for as long as I can.
Yeah, and I think it's so misleading how they call it social media as if you're actually being social. You know, if you ever, like, walk outside and see people on their phone, like, being on social media, like, leaves you so disengaged in the regular population. Like, everybody's looking down. Go out to eat. Go out to eat and watch a family. Everybody's on their phone looking down, and apparently you're being social.
It's just, I know. It's like, it's the pros and cons. I mean, I guess you need to really have control over yourself. But, like, on the flip side, I've gotten some people on, like, I like, I mean, whatever, call Facebook old people's social media if you want to. But, you know, it's a lot of good news. People sharing ideas. Actually, like, I usually have it. I'm mostly people on there, of course. I mean, it's good if you have people on there you know, for one. I don't have a lot of people. I don't have a lot of nonsense on mine. I have people that are actually sharing good content, teaching. I like to learn, you know, so a lot of interesting educational things. I found a lot of Black history through social media. And I've had a few, especially like older friends that I've kind of convinced to get on there because they were feeling kind of lonely.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially people that don't live around their family and friends anymore who lost touch with a lot of people. And they've gotten on there, and even like, you know, older people are like, I'm getting addicted. But it's a good way for them to still connect, even if they can't, they're not that mobile, you know, or if they lost touch with a lot of people. And I found that it helps with some people's depression, you know, being able to go on there and find stuff that makes them laugh and things like that. But you just have to make sure that you are, you know, following the right people. So that's like getting into watch who you follow.
I think it's we're at a point where there's so much access to information. I don't think we're ready for it. I don't think our biology is ready or equipped to deal with it or process it. And we have to catch up, meaning there's no manual to do this shit right. So, you know, I mean, there's no manual to safely navigate all this information, to safely navigate what social media is and all this access. So somebody needs to come up with a manuscript. Somebody needs to come up with the 10 Commandments of social media.
I think the thing is, too, is that a lot of people have got first time they're getting internet access is through their phones. So a lot of people do not know how to navigate through the internet. You know what I mean? It's like, that's how they're learning how to, because I mean, you know, we had that dial-up AOL.
Oh, yeah.
We started off in them chat rooms. Like, I feel like essentially like our little like few years of generation, we really like went through all the changes. But other people who just came on late, all of a sudden they got in through their little Boost Mobile and shit. Like, it's just like, ah!
Right.
You know, they be posting wild, ignorant shit. But they the ones who need the fucking manual.
Right. I don't know, because I've had to pump my brakes, man. I've had to fall back. I've had to regulate myself. Maybe I do need a manual. Maybe we need to learn how to give out all our fucking information on the internet.
That's what I'm saying. There's pros and cons. But the thing that I like the most is that, especially because I don't live by any of my family, I have access to all my family. Not all of them, but, you know, a good amount. We can see each other's kids and things like that. You know, most of my family's in the Midwest. So I really enjoy that, being able to talk to them and, you know, share things with them. And, you know, instead of having to call on the phone, I hate sitting on the phone.
Yeah.
I want to see your face. I want to see your kids, you know, so that's fun. I like that. I like that my grandma's on there. So it's easy. Just like, hey, grandma. All right, peace.
You know, I mean, I like, there is positive aspects. I don't want to keep beating it down. I like how you can find more like-minded people. Say like you're in the middle of Nebraska.
Yeah.
And you have, you don't get along with anybody in your immediate area. You can hop online and find a community. Find a community you feel you belong to. Or say you're trying to further a cause. A noble cause. I mean, it's a good platform to propel things. And you can get some shit done. Like, I feel like some of the social movements we've talked about before, Black Lives Matter, how vital is social media with that? You know, so with anything, there's a give and take. It's going to be a yin and yang. There's going to be the good and the positive, but I don't know. It can really mess you up. And I'd love to do more research and really find out, like, the shit people are going through with it, you know?
Mm-hmm. I know that there's an app where you can download it. It will show you how much time you actually spend on your phone.
Niggas don't want to know that.
It's kind of...
They don't want to know
that.
I
know. I had it before on our previous phones. Yo, it's wild. Like, damn, yo. I really spent that much, like, that don't be putting you on blast.
Right?
Like...
It's hard to put your phone down, son. Like, even when, like, there's nothing going on my phone, I'm always turning my head to see if the light's going off.
Mm-hmm. Right. And it's hard to, like, once you get on, and there's so much, everybody's sharing stuff at such a fast speed, and, you know, you wanna see everything. You're scrolling. Next thing you know, it's like, fuck, it's been 2 hours.
2 hours of doing absolutely nothing. Just sitting up there with your thumbs and your mouth open.
But, I mean, at least if it's not like gossip news. At least if you're reading something worthwhile. But when you're just looking at bullshit,
I think you're reasoning though.
But sometimes I just need to laugh. Like,
that's really what I want to go for. I have a friend that doesn't have any social media at all. It's amazing. It's amazing. Like he got on Facebook. He didn't like Facebook. But one thing I'll tell you, the most interesting about it is, out of everybody I know, he's probably the most decisive person, and he's probably the most least affected by outside influence, because he's not.
You don't know what the hell going on.
I don't know, but
how could you? What I'm saying, how's he going to be affected by it? Yeah,
but maybe ignorance is bliss. I feel like he's the most happy guy in the world.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah. But like I was saying, like you can lose yourself scrolling through everybody else's interests, and you can lose what you're about. With him, he knows exactly what he likes. There's no second guessing. He's very, very determined. He gets shit done. That's one thing not hampering him down. Like, how many times we're supposed to be doing something and then we're sitting there for 2 hours scrolling through our phones?
Right.
You know? Yeah. So
that's the only thing I do agree with. Yes. It's like, because you can get into, making sure you're following the right people and all that type of stuff. But yeah, that is true. No matter what, it's still taking time away from something you should be doing. But look, my lazy. Right. I still find a way. Right.
Don't let me get on YouTube. YouTube, you go down though. That bit.
YouTube is bro. That's the one. That's really the one that can get you when you end up in the dark side. Like, where the fuck am I watching this dumb?
What did I watch the other day? I watched somebody. I've never watched somebody. I've never watched this before in my life. I was watching somebody make a knife for 12 minutes. He made a knife out of tinfoil. Yeah, it was so amazing. It was so amazing. And that little algorithm they got in to put the next video up.
And all that shit on the side. Like, ooh, that's interesting. Ooh, let me see.
Ooh, that's interesting. Oh, I need to see that. I didn't care about it. Never thought about it by yourself, but now it's a suggestion.
Never thought about it. Nope. Oh, alright. So, yeah, back to, like, Instagram, too. You know how people... I've always wondered this, and now I see people saying it a little bit more, like, how many people would not be shit without Instagram? Like, you built your whole career off of images of yourself. If that app were for some reason to disappear, what would you do?
Oh, sure.
What would you do?
Or are we just hating that they figured it out before we did?
No hating. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I don't know.
All these Instagram models and shit. Like, damn, what the fuck would you do?
So with booking information.
I'm guessing they would make a new app. Somebody would make a new app, a new photo sharing app. You know what I mean? They would just take over.
I don't know, but it does take something. Like, say you're making money off of your Instagram. That's still entrepreneurship. Like, you still put in the work to put yourself in the position. But I'm saying
it's just so... Right, but I'm saying, no discredit. You know what I mean? Make your money. Because I know it's hard work. You know, everybody that's making bank on there, you know what I mean? They're putting in the work. That's a lot of work to be fucking taking pictures and documenting your whole life all the time. Like, oh my God, it's exhausting. But I'm saying, like, it's just kind of like, fuck. Like, if that's your only way that you're connecting with people, and for some reason that app were to,
it has to be super annoying. Like, say, like, you're involved with somebody who runs, like, a really popular Instagram. Like, they're just are they living? Like, are they enjoying the moments? That's what I have to remind myself. Sometimes I have to remind myself, like, yo, this doesn't need a picture right now. Or you could take a picture, but not everybody got to know what you're doing.
Yeah, it
doesn't need to get posted.
And same with the people that have these YouTube channels, that they make their money through posting every week or multiple times a week and stuff like that. It's a lot to keep up with. But, that's why I just wonder, like, what would you do? Because you wouldn't really be a real model in real life.
There'd be more accountants? Like, I don't know.
But like I said, most likely somebody would take over that, that void. Especially where these developers are. These niggas be popping shit out their ass so quickly.
Right? I feel like there's too many of the same thing on Instagram. Like, meaning like these Instagram models or these,
I don't follow like any of them. So
I don't follow too many. Those are some of the people I started unfollowing. Hey guys, I think it's smart that you guys do a routine maintenance every now and then of the people you're following, just to stop looking at the same shit all the time.
And even too, go through and check who's following you.
True.
Because years pass And you're like, wait a minute, I don't know if I want this person seeing my shit. You know, I mean, people have public pages, whatever, but if your page is private, you know, go through and see who's following you. Maybe clean that up as well.
Yeah. I routinely have to go through and start deleting people. Like, you gotta get out of here. Yo, another story.
Why am I looking at this?
Another story. So my coworker has a son that is really good at soccer. And he gets invited to play for the Red Bull youth team. He travels all over the place, play soccer. So they started, after him pleading to start a page, they started him an Instagram page. Now he doesn't have the password to it. He can only access it through one of their phones. So they're always around monitoring it. And every now and then he gets on, he talks with his friends, and they post for him, they maintain it. Well, one day he opens up, we're at work, and he opens up his son's account. And he checks on it from time to time. He'll go through the DMs, make sure there's nothing crazy going on in there. So he jumped on it, and he had a friend request from some account. And I think you could pretty much tell that it was like a bot account. But it was like a picture, the main profile picture was like a picture of two underage kids kissing. And it was like a 15-year-old, and it had all these inappropriate pictures and stuff. So he reported it, and he pretty much got just like a generated message back saying, oh, this page doesn't violate the no nudity or no profanity or I don't know, whatever it was. It doesn't violate that. So thank you for reporting it. But pretty much we ain't doing shit. And if you go to that page and you saw the people that were following that page, it was a whole bunch of the same thing, underage kids. It's since then been deleted. But I think it's nuts. Like, I really think you need to really start, especially if you got kids on it, you really got to start monitoring this shit, yo.
Yes, it's just
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, just like a few years ago, they brought attention to when you take photos, if you don't turn off the location, you know, they can get into that photo and see where
exactly where you at.
That photo was taken. Scary. But yeah, when you told me that shit about your friend's son, disgusting. Because I had went and tried to look for the profile because I wanted to go report it too. But it was down. But they always do that automated shit. But I guess eventually, if you keep on trying to escalate it, somebody will personally go in. So good thing it got deleted. But that dirty ass motherfucker.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's like they're not going to catch everything, but they're not going to catch.
But they have his IP address. I know there's no way, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? It would seem like they really should try harder because these kids are getting snatched and trafficked all the time. And there's these because you said there was multiple people following them too. So it's like when you saw that person's page, they need to start getting investigated. Like, y'all got so much time to fucking chase people around about these damn drugs. How about we focus on the kids? Fuck the drugs. People want to fuck themselves up. Let them fuck themselves up. That should not be the main focus. War on drugs. Fuck that. Focus on these children and keeping the kids safe. I know we have to play a part, but there's still going to be these predators out there. But yeah, that's very just makes you cringe.
Yeah. He was tight. More so because he just got a regular email response, and you don't get any type of closure with that. Like, it's like, well, all right, that's acceptable. That's where we at.
And I'm sure he's still finding ways to look at this little boy.
Yeah, that's creepy.
So,
how do you monitor your son's social media? Does he have any? He doesn't have any, right?
Fuck no.
But he's on that internet.
He's not on any social media, but he damn near he tries. He tries his damnedest. Because he was on, when I catch him on Flipagram. So that's like like Vine, kind of. How Vine was.
Okay.
Just, you scroll through and a bunch of little funny videos and occasional booties pop. And it's like, fuck off there. But, so, I gotta send you the video because I was done, though, because he was, like, straight getting it. Like, he was posting himself dancing.
Stop
and I'm
it.
like, yo, delete this shit, but send me this video first. Like, you was popping, but, like, take that shit off. Fuck that. And I had to straight up explain to him, like, because, he was all upset, da-da-da. And I'm like, yo, there are adults that want to have sex with kids. and you don't know who's looking at you. You got 200 views on this video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm gonna be straight up with you. Like, the world we live in is messed up. I know that I'm no fun, but you do not know who's looking at you. We had to Google To Catch a Predator. Like, we was watching it.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Yo, yes, have a seat.
Have a seat.
Look at this shit. There are disgusting people in the world. I was like, you know, people pose acting like they're children, acting like they're little girls. You know, you don't know who's coming for you. I said, but there are men who want to have sex with little boys. Like, so he was just looking like, oh my God. So
how old is he? He did not ask for that. He did not. He just thought he was posting a video dancing, yo. Like.
Yeah, but I'm like, yo, like I gotta let you know how it really is. He about to be 9 in a few weeks, so he was 8. This is 2 months ago, and I mean, you could say that sounds too young, but especially the way the kids are now, it ain't.
They going up fast. Yeah, they're not. It's not the same like 8-year-old no more, yo.
Not at all.
Somebody needs to. We need to research that. We need to see like what the I don't know, the maturity level of kids now, because I feel like they on some extra shit. They thinking about shit way earlier than I was.
Oh, I mean, but it is too the things that they're able to see, because even just by accident, you know what I mean? Like, especially especially like YouTube a few years ago, not that long ago, maybe 2 years ago. He was watching something, because you know they have these like cartoons and they have like dubbed over voices, and this became really widely known. Like, I found out about this maybe like a month before it started being widely known. Like, it was like these Dragon Ball Z characters or something, and he fell asleep and he's watching like, I think, YouTube Kids, and he fell asleep, and I come in and I hear somebody laying in the bed talking about she's about to play with herself, and I'm like, what the fuck are you? Whoa! Like, none of the tags. Everything was clean.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? There's no way that could have got detected. So it's like, fuck. Like, these trifling ass people that are doing this shit to try to corrupt the children, it's sickening. So that's why it's just like, so a lot of times, most of the time, when my son's on on YouTube, he has to be in the same room with me, you know?
Yeah. There was a thing that I heard
about.
There was a thing that I heard about with YouTube, especially like on the kids' channels, where it'll just keep going to suggested videos. You know, kids just going to keep watching. Yeah, but there was like, it would get to a point, and there was a whole bunch of these type of videos where the videos just got super violent. And it was like I don't know, like a baby. And it was just like a reel of the same thing. It was like a baby runs into the room and cracks another baby over the head with a glass bottle. And it was just a running loop of that. And YouTube was trying to get a handle over it, but and they didn't know where it was coming from. They didn't know who was creating this joint. The IP address probably was jumping around the whole entire world every time they looked it up. But people are creating things, and it's slipping through the cracks, because the algorithms that YouTube uses is only for certain tags. So if they're just using the same tags, you can put any video up and it might fall through there, you know?
Need to go back to good old fashioned DVDs.
VHSs.
A lot of DVDs, yeah, right? VHS, like shit. But I was saying though, like, you know, I usually make him stay in the same room with me if he's on YouTube. But even still, you know, that's unrealistic. I'm up moving around,
and he has a phone now, doesn't he?
So I mean, he still. He ain't got no damn Safari or YouTube on his phone.
Oh, smart.
And that's the thing that, you know, parents need to do. Because they're setting, you can disable certain shit, you know. Because, like, some of the kids at my school where I work at, you know, they got full access. They got Safari.
And that's another thing. You can only do so much to monitor your son.
That's what I was just about to say. Because he's at school. I don't know what his friends got. So that's why it's like, I mean, I can do what I can, but he's still going to see stuff. And that's why I have to have just very candid, open discussions with him, because I can't act like he ain't seen some shit already. You know, as innocent as he want to try to play. Because, I mean, I remember being 8 years old, like, and you remember how it was when we were kids, so I'm just trying to imagine, like, all right, I know what I knew when I was, like, 8, 9, so I'm just going to have to escalate whatever I think that he knows. It's way more than what I knew. So that's why I just tried, so that's why I just try to be, you know, to tell him correct information. Like, he already knows what sex is, because one day we start talking about it, and then he tried to play dumb. I said, "What your friends tell you it was?"
Yeah.
And then he told me some wild shit. So I had to just tell him, like,
yeah,
you know, this was like a year ago, and I like it though because I don't make it. It's not so like not that's the word candid. Not so what's the word I'm looking for?
Taboo, taboo, or
taboo. Thank you, taboo. Exactly. No, that's the word I'm looking for. It's not so taboo. So you know, he tells me shit. It's just like whatever. So we talk about anything. But yeah, that's why I'm able to tell him about men trying to fuck him and shit. Like that's not gonna happen. Like
so raw, yo, it's so wild. You have to talk to your 9-year-old like that, yo.
Yeah, but it's like you got to be careful on here, and people can find you because he used to like a lot of the kids too. Their main thing that they want to do is to have a YouTube channel. Like a lot of kids look up to that, and that's like kind of their goal. And I'm like, Shay, like, I don't want people looking at you. Like, you don't know who, these people are. And, it's just like, it's nasty. You don't know who's looking at you with some grown ass men. Nah, we ain't doing that. And I'm trying to get him to understand that the allure of fame is really not that.
We glorify it though. Because, what's so funny is like, at the same time, you're telling him not to do that or not to strive to be that. You're scrolling through somebody's video that's doing that, cracking up, laughing at it, or acknowledging it. It's what we hold value.
I'm saying as far as children go,
I know.
I want him to understand that it is a serious decision. Because, you know what I mean? Like, as much as we enjoy it and stuff like that, it's a lot of pressure. And it's a lot of things that come with it. So I'm saying, like, don't make that your only thing that you're striving for. You know what I'm saying? I was like, because a lot of other things come into play when you have all that attention on you. People start handling you. You're not able to make all your own decisions. And your quality of life, it might seem like it's going to be better, but at the same time,
You know what I find? If you ask a kid what they want to be today, they want to be Instagram famous, or they want to be a YouTube star or whatever. But a YouTube star doing what?
Right.
That's the thing, like the focus,
just sitting on there with people. They just want people watching them. I mean, when we were kids, we wanted to be on fucking Disney and Nickelodeon and shit. So it's like, I get it. But I think now too with social media, because you can see now more, because all these regular ass people are famous. You know what I'm saying? I think we can really get a better feel for it now, because like famous people, they're not so untouchable anymore like it used to be. You know what I mean? Now we get to see more of them just being regular.
All right, so people. Say I'm somebody coming up on social media and say I draw, you draw too, you paint, draw, and all that. We grew up and we said we want to be artists, right? We sat there and we spent a lot of time sitting there and drawing for very long periods of time. We cultivated a skill set. I feel like kids today will be like, I want to be an artist on Instagram. You know what I mean? It's not just an artist; it's an Instagram artist. You know what I mean? It's almost like the notoriety comes before the work. So I would say, if I had a child, I'm in no position to tell you how to raise your kid or whatever, or tell anybody. But I would say, hey, you want to be a dancer? He dances a lot, or whatever the case may be. Focus on dance. Don't focus on posting it. You know what I mean? I think you're kind of we're losing the sense of the craft. What it takes to be whatever you want to be. There's a process to doing it.
Yeah, that loops back into me saying, if these apps didn't exist, but then like we said too, somebody's just going to develop something else. So it's like
we're not getting rid of technology. Yeah, technology is ever going, and I'm getting scared.
Well, it's just getting more and more shallow. So that's why I'm like, my son, was saying Facebook is for old people, and I'm just like, I mean, that's the last one. That's like pretty much the only one right now where you can really actually see into what people do and really get a feel for like somebody,
I don't know. Like, wait a second. I don't know if you're getting it true.
I guess not. That's a lie. I know, but I'm saying I'm sorry. That's my experience.
That's people you follow.
I follow. Let me clarify. Because I keep my shit right and tight. But but I'm saying like I'm wondering because these apps are getting more and more shallow. Like he's on Flipagram right now, and it's like that's not even like And then like musically, like get your ass off of there, like. So I'm just wondering what's going to be the next.
Are we just old?
You know what I mean? Hot thing.
I feel like we're
That's
just.
what I said.
I think we're just old.
Yeah. So, I know I have one more thing to say. So what also sucks is how when we were kids, you know, things that we didn't get recorded.
Thank God.
So I wanted to bring up how. So my son, his ass, somebody had his phone and was recording him acting the damn fool on the bus. Like, he was on there, and now listen, I mean, I cuss like a motherfucker. So I can't expect my son to have a clean mouth. But he knows, make sure don't no adults hear you. I was like, you know, I know you're going to be showing out for your friends. You know these kids, like, you know, you be practicing cussing and shit. But should no damn adult be hearing you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you keep your shit, you know. So, yeah, his ass, the video of him cussing and shit, carrying on. And then the girl said something, talk about, is your mom gonna see this? He said, yeah, so delete that bitch. I was like, so first I'm laughing and shit, God. Like, cause it's just like, yo, this motherfucker. But then one of my homegirls pointed out to me, cause my son was all like on the floor, rolling around and shit underneath the bus seats. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? So then my homegirl pointed out to me that one of his friends was telling him how to do some sexual positions. Oh, shit wasn't funny
man,
then.
It wasn't funny no more.
I said, hold the fuck up. It wasn't funny no more. I'm like, whoa. So, we could say that he's not riding the bus anymore. Mama drives him to school now. And, I mean, you know, he's pissed. But I'm like, dude, like, you can't be gyrating and shit on the floor, acting like a little show monkey for these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and hopefully, I mean, this will cause him to make better decisions and not to be such a follower. But I'm just like, I didn't want to be too hard on him because I'm trying to think about, like, shit, what if I was a kid and it's not even like the bus driver told on you. Like, I see the shit firsthand, like, detail, play by play. So I'm just like, damn, yo, I know he fucking going through it right now. Like, oh my God, my mom saw that. So I was just telling him, like, you know, like, it's a different time now. Like, y'all gotta worry about being recorded. Like, we didn't have to worry about that growing up. Like, you would just hear a story. Like, there ain't no story.
You would hear a story, you would hear a story, and that story was the truth. No matter how preposterous it sounds, it was the truth. Like, and that I miss those days. I miss just like just having to take somebody at their word. Couldn't fact check nothing.
Yeah, so it's like I couldn't imagine my mom seeing videos of me cutting the fuck up. So that's all I was trying to tell him. Like, you know, you really need to be cautious of what is going on. Because he's like, I thought I deleted it. And it's like, well, I didn't tell him there's a recently deleted folder. So it's like, yeah.
Keep it good, yeah.
It's still there, honey. It's still there. But yeah, I was just telling him he needs to make better decisions about, you know, what he's letting people do to him. Because your ass got caught.
Now you're not riding the bus and they having a blast. They still.
Oh yeah, they're wilding on there, but then that's the thing too, because there's only the bus driver and he can't monitor what the hell they're doing. So, but then too, you know, of course we had to get into the discussion because the little boy off camera telling him, "Oh no, move, that's where the bitch go. That's where the bitch go." So you know, me and him, we had to have a discussion about respecting women and. You know, that's where the bitch goes? No. I was like, would you want somebody talk about me like that? Would you want somebody talking about your cousins like that? Like, no, that's not how you talk about women. I know that that's all you hear. Unfortunately, literally, there's rarely any songs that show women in a positive light or that call them anything appropriate. You know, like I was saying before, like all the songs literally, it's just like, this bitch, that hoe, that, like fuck her face, da-da-da-da-da. Like everything is so disrespectful. Right now, all these songs, and it's like, god damn, like, so I'm trying to make sure that he understands, like, you know, that's not how you look at women. Women are not just objects that, you know, are there for y'all. So that was my main
That's a good time to bring it up. You know what I mean? At least just give you an opportunity to touch on that. So, you know, I was telling you about my coworker. My same coworker went into his son's DM, and his son was going back and forth with one of his friends at school. And I guess they were talking about some girl that they both, 7 years old. Son. And I don't want to laugh, yo, but it was funny.
I know it's funny, but at the same time, it's like, oh
they're talking,
God, like we gotta get on.
So they're talking about the girl, and his friend is saying like, "Oh, leave her alone, she's mine." And my friend's son is like, he was like, "Nope, that booty's mine." And like just kept saying that booty's mine the whole time. And he said slurp. He wrote the word slurp. Yeah, and they're just going back and forth. So my coworker came to me. He was just like, "Yo, son, I don't know what to do." Like he was like, does this cause me to like yell at them? Do I need to reprimand them? And I was just like, I don't know. I think you have two options, and this is me speaking. I don't know why people come to me asking what they need to do with their children. That's the wildest thing. I have no idea what you do with your children. I don't have kids, but I was like, this is good because you kind of know where he's at, his level within that topic, like with the type of, you get a climate of his understanding, right? And I said, this is also good because you have an opportunity to address it. I thought it was more beneficial to let this one go, but be more mindful and keep monitoring. But when I brought it to you being a parent, you said, no, you got to nip it. You were like, no, you got to nip it in the butt, which is true. And I think they did have a little bit of a discussion after the fact.
Yeah, because it's like, you don't gotta snap on them, because, kids are interested. I mean, we're all interested in sex, and you can't make it like it's something that's never going to happen or something that kids aren't talking about or interested in. But there's a way to go about it and a way to treat people, and it's real crazy too, considering all this attention being brought out about rape culture and being disrespectful. But child, all this music that these kids are listening to, I'm really like, God damn, like I should be rocking. But it's like, fuck, yo, like the stuff. Yeah, because like when I be working out, I be having on a little trap radio, and I was like, God damn, like I don't even want to jam.
And the most wild thing is like, the girls be jamming into it too. They be talking so reckless about it. I know,
that's the thing.
And then we wonder why people are insecure. Then we wonder why some of our little girls are insecure. You know what I mean? It just breeds insecurity. Right. Like, even with the guys, like, even dudes listening to that stuff. Like, if you don't think that way, say, like, there's some people that just think that way.
Slip that bitch a Molly, throw her to the side. Like, what? That's
not at all. Not one bit. But there's some people that think of that way. But think about, like, a kid that just doesn't have those type of vulgar thoughts, and then feels like he's not normal for not having it. Now he's insecure for not having it. Now he may overcompensate. You know what I mean? Now he feels like he has to live up to some sort of a standard of how this needs to work or how he needs to approach women or whatever. So it's affecting us. Right. It's affecting us everywhere. I'm seeing too many booties.
That's why I'm like, I'm seeing too many booties. I mean, I know, like I'm definitely becoming desensitized to it, and I mean, honestly, I don't think I don't want to say it's a good thing, and it's really not a bad thing, because the human body shouldn't be such a scandalous thing anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it should be normal to see the human body. So honestly, I'm kind of not mad at the nudity. But at the same time, it's a lot, but I don't know. I can look at it from both angles. Cause
I remember seeing the booty, and it felt like you stole something. Like, it felt like, ooh, I ain't supposed to be seeing this. Now, I just, with one flick of the thumb, I'm down, with one swipe of a thumb swinging down my timeline, there's an ass.
Right, and it's like, I've seen it.
And I mean, that can even go to, like, we're getting desensitized to that. That can even go to the violence. You know what I mean? People be sharing and posting these people getting killed. Oh, yeah, I can't. But I remember, like, when it first started happening, like, I'm sitting up here watching, and I had to, like, fall back. I had to think, and just like, hey, yo.
Yeah, if you watch it too much, for sure. Like, I don't even watch videos of people fighting. Oh,
I'm guilty.
Stuff. Yeah,
I'm guilty.
I don't want that. I know. I used to kind of, but I, like you were saying, you had to fall back. Like, I had to stop watching that stuff because it's like, no, I don't want to get seeing that.
It's not okay. Every now and then, my girl be having to check me because we'll wake up. I'll be watching like the World Star Fight video in the morning. Like, there'd be the compilation.
You an ass.
Turn that off. Oh my God. Like, how do you wake up and view that from the jump? Ah, man. I don't know. They're getting out all the frustration I can't. All right.
All right. That wraps up our conversation. delving into social media and the bullshit that comes with it and the dangers to our children. It was fun chatting with you.
Yeah, fun chatting with you too, as always. I hope they enjoyed it.
Yes.
I think they enjoyed it.
Better.
I guess they don't have a choice. I mean, if they made it all the way to this ending, I guess they would have had to enjoy it. I would have dipped off in the first 10 minutes.
But no, I definitely want to. I definitely want to hear, or not hear, but see you guys' feedback on the things we touched on. Because, of course, we can go all day.
And if you guys relate, let us know. We're all affected by it. But
yeah,
that's it. Bye.
Type of hip hop that you can't front on. Nobody can front on it. If you have a soul, you know what I'm saying? If you've ever been in love, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is music you cannot front on.